All right, here are some key points for the graph of cosecant and secant. We learned that cosecant of x equal to 1 over sine of x. So if we know graph of sine of x, we know sine of x that's a graph of sine of x. So cosecant become a rational function. That means there is a x on the denominator. So anywhere that sine of x equal to 0, like sine of x equal to 0 at x equal to 0, x equal to pi, or x equal to 2 pi, the value of sine of x equal to 0. That means we have 1 over 0. Therefore, we will have a vertical asymptote. So in order to graph cosecant, we use graph of sine. So we have vertical asymptote here. And if this is a graph of sine, so reciprocal of this will be something like this. So this is a graph of sine, reciprocal of that going to be like this. That means if, for example, this point, if, for example, sine of pi over 6, let's say here is pi over 6. Sine of pi over 6 is 1/2. Then cosecant of pi over 6, which is 1 over sine of pi over 6, will be 1 over 1/2. The answer will be 2. So at this point, going to be around 2. So any point here, when you change it, if you make it reciprocal, you will get some graph like that. I mean, definitely we can use a table, but for this course, you just need to how the graph look like, and you should be able to graph what is cosecant of x plus 5, for example. So you will apply the transformation. So the period of cosecant, same as sine, is 2 pi. It will be an odd function, and the range will be, so if you look at the graph, if you make the graph, so it starts from 1 and goes up to positive infinity. That means y gonna be greater than 1. Also this side starts from -1, goes to negative infinity. So y gonna be less than negative infinity. So this is the range of cosecant. Or you can say absolute value of 1 greater than 1. Absolute value of y is greater than y. Similar to secant of x. Secant of x equal to 1 over cosine of x. So the cheating way is to use graph of cosine, which this is a graph of cosine, and make a reciprocal of this. So for each vertical asymptote, when cosine of x equal to 0, for example, at pi half, cosine of x is 0, so we have a vertical asymptote. For this part, reciprocal of this will be similar like that. Period is 2 pi, is even function. We have vertical asymptote at odd integer multiple of pi half. So at pi half, 3 pi half, 5 pi half, 7 pi half, we have vertical asymptotes. Domain will be from negative infinity to positive infinity. So your job is to have some idea about the graph of 6 trigonometric function.